Hey, welcome to Behind the Build. Today we're going to be covering playing with textures, specifically brick textures like cobblestone or brick walls. We'll be covering multiple different designs and showing you how they're made, as well as different ways that you can use them. Of course, there's many different brick textures that you can use, so after watching this video, be sure to research some more or experiment with your own. So let's get started. The first brick design is one of the more simplistic designs, simply using masonry bricks mixed in with the regular bricks to create a brick wall. It's simple, doesn't require too many pieces, and you can easily mix in additional colors to add more depth, detail, or any kind of realistic touches like moss, decay, or dirt, etc. Moving into a slightly similar and simple technique, use a bunch of 1x2 bricks and lay them down like you would any typical kind of concrete brick in real life. Not only does this help structurally, but this way the bricks actually create a brick texture. You can also easily achieve this look with plates too. Of course, this design is a little bit parts hungry if you're using plates, but it's not too parts hungry if you're using bricks. It's always really easy to go into Bricklink and buy bulk of one specific part, and this is what this design calls for. Also, you're able to achieve a really cool looking design overall. Another option to consider here is placing tiles into the design as well. Tiles have a very different edge on their sides, and they stand out very much when you place them on a wall purely made of bricks or plates. So this way you can achieve some really unique textures or designs as a whole, and heck, you can even change things up by creating bricks in the wall that look like this. They use a 2x2 plate and a 1x1 tile and plate on top. This way you can connect the bricks in a similar manner and achieve a similar look, but you get a very different and more noticeable texture. Pretty cool. The next technique is fairly simple in execution, but uses a lot of different types of pieces. So gather up a bunch of plates, tiles, jumpers, studs, these modified plates that have the door rail on the side, masonry bricks, or anything that you think could work. Then it's simply about layering and placing the bricks in a manner that resembles a brick texture. This will require some trial and error, and again, it's a little parts hungry depending on the detail that you're going for, but it's very realistic. And you can also add in sand green, dark tan, or olive green, or any kind of colored part to add any kind of moss or dirt or grit effect. And after all, this is something that you would see in the real world on any kind of brick wall. Another option as well, and this can be used throughout any of the techniques we discuss, is consider placing vines or any other kind of plant pieces into the wall to just add a little bit more to the design, and also to have a nice accent color that really pops against the brick wall. Let's move on to Snot Techniques. Now, Snot stands for studs not on top. This means placing bricks upside down or on their side. It often requires the use of headlight bricks or bricks with studs on the side. This first Snot technique is fairly simple. Just build a wall and add in some bricks with studs on their side to create the look of bricks jutting out of a wall. Of course, the amount you place is really up to you. You could continue to advance this technique further by adding in other textured parts behind these new Snot additions. This will create a more sort of detailed look. And heck, you can even combine this with the last technique we saw and really go very detailed. Depending on how you use this technique, it doesn't require too many parts. Now let's discuss a more advanced technique that my friend Eli and I used in our mock Hornreach Keep. It's a cobblestone design that can be used both on walls or on the floor. Heck, come to think of it, you could use any of these designs as floor designs. Never forget to think outside the box and experiment. This cobblestone design is simply made by attaching a series of 1x1 clip plates onto a bar or flex tube, and then finding some way of attaching them to the studs below. So this is the way to design it as a cobblestone technique. Also, as a different way to approach this design, you can alternate between using the vertical and horizontal 1x1 clip plates. This allows for patterns to be created, and in my opinion, playing around and alternating between the two is a lot of fun. Of course, any variations of the 1x1 clip plates can be used here, as well as any size of flex tube or any size of the Lego bar pieces. Once you've made a few of these, finding a way to attach it to a wall design to create this brick wall texture is as simple as attaching it through Snot techniques like we've discussed before. Now to finish off, let's look into a community design. And that's always a great way to learn some new techniques, is to see what other people have done. Just head on over to Google, Flickr, Mock Pages, any website that people post Lego on, and just search up Lego brick wall textures. And this will be a great help for you. Anyway, this community design was created by the ever-talented builder Simon NH. I love Simon's work with a passion, and he is without a doubt one of my favorite builders, so be sure to check out his work. There'll be a link to his Flickr in the description below. This breakdown photo shows the ways to design this technique, and it's very much possible as a wall or floor design. Using these 1x2 panel pieces, you're able to place multiple cheese slopes and plates onto the design. Overall, this ends up creating a beautiful brick wall texture that is very unique and very different to a lot of the other ones we've seen before. And I think that's pretty awesome. Of course, this technique requires a lot of parts, But it allows you to have so much control with the textures and the colors that you use, and it creates such a beautiful and realistic design. So awesome stuff. And that concludes our exploration of brick wall texture designs. Use whichever one you think will look best on your MOC, or simply use the one that works best with the parts that you have access to. Be sure to give some of them a try and continue to make some awesome stuff. If you're after more building tips, more of these videos will be coming out soon. But if you can't wait that long, take a look through the Behind the Build playlist for more tips, tricks, and advice to improve your building. If you want to see something specifically covered in an episode like this, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next episode of Behind the Build, where we'll be covering rockwork techniques.